Hey everyone, this is Derek here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing the 3-finger claw setup I've been using recently in PUBG Mobile because there's been quite a bit of interest about it, and I figured why not make a video about it. But before we get to that, Star Challenge voting day 3 is upon us, or day 4, I forget which. Anyways, your votes have been reset. If you don't know how to vote, click the little trophy icon with the star bottom of your screen. Go to North America, there I am front and center. And we're just going to go ahead and start voting. So I don't know why North America is the most competitive. The vote totals are way higher in North America than the other regions, which surprises me. And we're just going to do our best. I know there are a lot of people who are ahead of us right now. We're the highest voted male, so that's pretty cool. We'll see if we can retain that until the end. And we're just going to try our hardest. There might be something crazy that happens, but quite honestly, I could probably spend $10,000 on advertising, and I'm still not sure that we would get first. But I appreciate all your support, and we're just going to try our best in this. And you never know, they might break up the prize pool, and placing high could open other opportunities up. So like I said, we'll just go hard the whole way, and then we'll see where we end up. So thanks again for that, and now let's jump into my setup. So first I'll show you over in training mode, and then maybe I'll show you like an arcade or a war mode or something using it. But basically this is what I'm using right now. So I'm using 3-finger claw, and that's just because I don't know, I feel like I can grip my phone better that way, because the Note 9 is pretty slippery. It's what I'm using, and it has a glass back on it, and if you use a case it tends to overheat. So to make the phone a little easier to grip, I wrap my left hand around the back of the phone. So let's go ahead and just grab some items here, nothing all that crazy. We'll just grab some basic attachments and, stuff you'd use. Grab a military vest, a half grip or a thumb grip, doesn't matter. So this is kind of just setting me up for like how I'd actually play in a game. So we'll say we've got some scope selection. So basically you can see here on screen those little like white circles that move around. That's what I'm actually clicking. So if you're wondering, it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you're wondering where I'm touching on the screen, that's kind of your guide. So first up, my left hand does a lot of the ADSing and the moving and the peeking. So you can see here that I have my control stick over here, and then I have everything else. This is my left thumb, and everything else is within easy reach of that thumb. So I don't have to stretch. Like I can stretch over to here, but that's extending my thumb fully. If you guys want to see this with a camera too, like a top-down view, I can do that. It's a little more difficult to set up, and like I said, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory with the little circles on screen where I'm tapping. But basically, so I've got my backpack is over here, so that's like kind of stretching my left thumb out to the right. And then I have my peek, my left peek and my right peek. I also have ADS or scope in when you peek turned on. So that allows me to peek in without having to also click then ADS. Because generally when I'm peeking around like a corner or a building or a window or something, and I'm going to be taking shots. And then I have my normal ADS up at the top there. And you'll notice that I have my left fire button enabled for when I'm ADSing in. That's just so I don't accidentally hit it. But when I'm ADSed in, then I can tap that. So, it allows me to control recoil a little better. You can see I'm like dragging down with my right hand as I'm shooting with my left hand. So, or if I wanted to fire full auto, let's see if I can, keep it roughly in the same area. So I like that. I also, like I said, I have the normal ADS button up at the top, and it's easy. These are all within easy reach of my thumb, and then the auto run is right here. So if I don't feel like manually enabling it, I have the travel pretty small, so I don't have to drag my thumb up too much in order to enable auto run. I prefer that way, but I also have that little button here, so I can easily tap that if I want to auto run. So that's pretty much my left thumb. It does quite a bit. I guess the exception is if I have to get to the minimap, I can reach that with the left thumb too. I just stretch it out all the way, and you can see I hit the bottom of it, but I hit close enough that indeed I can open it. So that's with the left hand. And then with the right hand, I'm playing a claw setup. So I have 2 fingers on the screen. I've got a finger up here, and I also have a finger down here. So how that works is the right index finger only works to fire. So this is how I hip fire, so I can like be jumping around and hip firing at the same time. Obviously, that's an advantage, or I can move around, or I can adjust my aim while I'm firing. So you can see I have 3 fingers on the controls right now. So that's that. And then my right thumb basically does everything else. So my right thumb is doing the looting. My right thumb is doing the free look. My right thumb also does the, looking around the screen, aiming around the screen, the jumping. I prefer jumping just to the right. I think that's like the most natural motion. It's the easiest for me to do. So that way I can move around and jump at the same time, jump onto things, or vault onto things. Because the jump is like, but I've seen jump honestly up in the corners. People who play claw, they'll use, instead of using fire and ADS in the corners, they'll actually use like jump and fire. So it's that important to be able to jump the right time. So that's why I have it pretty much in my like most or easiest to access location. Next up, I've got reload, which is also pretty important, and that's just a short tap down. So I kind of just crunch my thumb up and tap the bottom of the screen. You can see. So if I want to jump, I don't even have to look at my screen like to generally to jump or reload, that sort of thing. And then prone and crouch, I don't tend to use those as much. I'll probably use them more after 0.9.0 where you can prone and you actually like jump into the prone. You kind of do like a little Superman, because then it's more useful to like jump behind cover. But here in 0.8.5 at least you stop and then lay down. It's not the most convenient. So like I said, that's what that's about. So, but, yeah. And then we have crouch, which is kind of in the middle. So I have them spaced out enough that I generally don't hit the wrong one accidentally. And then, like I said, I have it spaced so that the top right is just fire. It's pretty difficult to hit anything else because it's a giant fire button. And I prefer that. I prefer that the right side fire button is there in case I just need to, start hip firing somebody, or it has to be something that's pretty easy to access. Apologize if the sound is a little delayed. I don't know why that would be, but I changed some options in OBS. I didn't restart the software, so it's possible. So anyways, if the sound's off, do apologize. Most videos it won't be, but I'll take a look here. So obviously I have to, I can get way faster, but to ADS somebody, that's pretty common to have to, like jump and then ADS and then aim. You can use the left side fire button. I kind of prefer the right one. So I kind of prefer being able to adjust my aim while I'm moving, while I also have the ability to shoot. So, and obviously I'm not a professional. I mean, I enjoy making these videos for you guys, but this is just my setup. I know some people use like 5 or 6 finger setups for claw, and it's just ridiculous. I'm probably never going to get to that point just because, well, while more fingers on the screen gives you an advantage, you can do more actions at the same time. It also adds complexity and also just like adds fatigue to your hand and stuff, makes your hands more sore. So unless you're somebody who's playing, multiple hours a day at the higher levels of the game, it's generally not necessary to do more than just playing with your thumbs, or which is default, or playing like something like this, like a 3-finger claw. And if I were to play 4-finger claw, like when I used to use triggers, that was effectively, now it's not claw grip, but it's effectively 4 fingers kind of. And when I did that, I had my ADS on the top left. That was my left index finger, and then fire on the top right, just like it is now. So there you have it. Hopefully this helps you out. Let's just do a, let's see if I can totally embarrass myself now that it's, I'll make all the excuses. That way if I do poorly, we'll blame it on the fact that it's late and I'm tired and all that stuff. So here we go. Looks like a war mode over, I don't know, where is this? Shelter? Shelter. Outside shelter. Okay. Looks like we've got SMGs maybe? Guess we'll find out. Should we go for the roof? We'll go for the roof. It's probably a really bad idea. Need my sound up more. Oh, there's a guy. What the heck? Oh, that guy was down there. Never mind. That's unfortunate. Well, I got one of them, but... So, I'm just going to show you guys a minute or so of the action. I think we'll just land super hot. That way you can kind of see the hip firing and stuff. But I thought that guy was like in the roof, but he's actually on the lower landing there. So, that explains that. Here's a guy. So you can see that was just straight hip firing, no ADSing there. Uh-oh, 3 rounds. We gotta get ammo. There's a guy on the roof probably. Oops. Here we go. There we go. Got that guy. Who's the guy who killed this one, though? He has a line of sight down on me, probably. Alright. Let's reload the Uzi. So you can see how the setup works generally, so... Obviously this isn't like top tier gameplay here, but... killing guys with an Uzi, but... You can see roughly how it's supposed to work. It's pretty simple, but it gives you a little more flexibility versus just playing with 2 fingers. Because like I said, you can fire and adjust your aim at the same time. So I don't see anybody here right now. So I think we're just going to chill. It's probably still that guy on the roof. I'm sure he's still up there. See if anybody's landing. Gosh, this was such a hot drop earlier in the game. Now it's super quiet, of course. If you enjoyed the video, definitely give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for tons more PUBG Mobile content. My name's DerekG, and I hope to see you on the battlefield soon or in my Discord server, which I'll also leave a link to down below. Thanks again for voting. Let's see how well we can do. There is somebody way out there. This one I'm probably just going to stand still for because I don't think I'm going to be able to land the shots otherwise with the Uzi. There we go. I really want to get that guy on the roof, but I just don't think I'm going to have a shot. I almost do. There we go. Got him. Haha. I knew he was up there.